virtual photo walks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Phillips, and we're here today again with virtual photo walks to get you out and enjoy this beautiful day here in Boulder, Colorado. We are at Walden Ponds, and we are on the opposite end of a walk that we did almost a month ago. So we're here to show you what a change in seasons can bring to this wetland area, and just really enjoy the day and keep our eyes out for some birds and some wildlife. So if you see anything along the way you'd like to see, just let me know.
Yeah, beaver and muskrat in that pond and larger mammals.
You know, we do have I think muskrats out here. Beavers, not so sure of. In this area, we'll have to see. This is actually probably one of the more visited ponds in the area. Back near the sawmill ponds and duck ponds and stuff, which are way back there, those will probably have a little bit more of our four-footed trends in them.
Okay.
Now, I think a lot of you, or at least some of you, may have been with us on the walk that we did here, again, a month and a half ago, and that's going to be up on the Virtual Photo Walks website. There's probably some link to some photos there, and throughout the walk, if you guys are interested, you can always flip into those and then back, and you're really going to notice a dramatic difference in this area.
Everything was pretty brown.
Oh yeah, brown, you know, all of the cattails that we're going to walk through. I think, in fact, the event photo that you put up, John, that was a photo of one of the bat houses, and some of the cattails. But yeah, right now they are going to be pretty much overgrown where we're going, and I've put on a little bit of mosquito stuff just to be sure. Do we have what?
Pussy willows.
You know, I do not believe we do. If we do, they're up a little bit more in the mountain areas. And I grew up down south, so I definitely know about them. We do have some stuff, though, in this area that's not so common to a lot of Colorado, because we are mostly an arid state, but we have some giant water papyrus, which is this stuff right down by the banks here.
I see that.
Some of it's been trimmed a little bit because this is one of the fishing areas. They use this for, I believe, children under 12. And we are at the little fishing dock area, kind of wireless. And I have a little jetpack in my camera bag, and sometimes I forget that I walk a little too far away from my phone. So we're gonna blame that on me squarely there.
Wow. Look at that. Go, stay right there.
All right, let me lock that in and give that a couple seconds there for you. We see one of the rare bobber birds out there, a couple of bobbers and some fishing wire wrapped around one of our little trees here.
Dominic, what's the temperature down there?
Gosh, today we are probably somewhere around the mid to high 70s already.
I have some temperature down there.
Mid to high 70s?
Yeah, mid to high 70s, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was a very hot day yesterday, and today we're having a little bit of a cool down, which is kind of nice. And in Colorado, normally in this time of year, we'll get a lot of afternoon thunderstorms. So we've been very lucky today in that the weather is cooperating very nicely with us. And I mentioned that this is one of the fishing areas here. This is they have fishing competitions here. You know.
That's cool.
So in fact, I'm kind of surprised that we have the pond to ourselves here today. Normally, there's at least 2 or 3 people hanging out around here. I did see a little bit further down in the next pond over. Actually, that's Cottonwood Marsh, where we're going. There's we'll call them a gaggle of bird watchers over there. And because we do have.
You better try your rock skipping skills on that water, because it looks like it's
true. True, it is. You know, there's actually a little bitty boat ramp down on the left, and we'll try that out. I will accept that challenge. I grew up in the South, so my stone skipping skills or stone skipping are pretty darn good.
I want 5.
5, I can do that.
How many do you want?
So, like normal.
Pick a number. Let's go.
Yep.
How many?
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, my personal record ever is like 12 or 13, but we're not even going to get there. So some of you guys might be looking through some of the older photos from the walk that we did here again about a month and a half ago. When I come here, I try to stick with a little bit of a longer lens so I can pick out some details that you guys might not be able to see there in the big wide scheme of things. If we ever get bird comes close, you know, we'll try and sit down and let you guys see that. But way off in the distance here, we have one of 2 double-breasted cormorants, which have been hanging around. One of them is just kind of standing up way out there, and then the other one has actually been swimming around and diving down underneath the water looking for fish, or plants, or whatever they eat down there under the water. So I'm going to take a couple of close photos here, and we will put those up on the Virtual Photo Walks site. And we'll link those to you guys, so after the walk, you can look through and maybe spot some stuff that you didn't see close up during our walk here. And again, you know, we are here for all of you guys, so anything you guys want to see, just let me know, and I will do my best. We are out. Near a lot of the county properties out here. So you'll see that, in fact, over just to our right, we'll have the Boulder wastewater facility, treatment facility over that way. This way we also have kind of a county storage yard. I think they keep a whole bunch of road-based stuff there, as well as for all of the snow we get. That's probably one of the CDOT stations as well there. And the history of this all of these different ponds that we're going to be walking through today is that they, back in the 1950s, were just gravel pits. Some of you guys may have heard this story last time, but this was really just an industrial area that they dug up the ground, and then they used that gravel to pave all of the roads way over there in the city of Boulder, Colorado. So this is really an amazing reclamation story here. And in fact, it's listed on one of the Audubon sites, and I think was in about 1978 as an amazing wetlands and birding area. We'll pop down in the shade here a little bit.
That looks like a mosquito factory to me.
Yep. They do. Well, wait till you see where we're going. Again, this is Wally Toad's Pond. We are getting ready to head to Cottonwood Marsh, which you'll see a big difference there. If I can rise to this challenge here of a rock skipping. Unfortunately, we're down near some gravel areas, so I'm already making excuses that I can't find a good flat rock. Tell me if you guys see any cool birds out there while I got my head over here in the parking lot.
All right.
All right, I think these are almost as good as I'm going to get, and they're not very good. So I'll let you guys be the judge here. See what I found here. Not very good.
Yeah.
Not quite the skipping rock, but
we'll down it to just 3 then.
Oh my! The key is the angle. The angle.
Oh,
I think that was a 5er. I think that was a 5er.
I got the shot.
Excellent.
That was cool.
And that was not with a skipping rock. in the least bit. So, but I don't
No.
want to show off. I don't want to show off. So we'll keep on moving. Nice. I didn't even throw my back out. I'm still young. Oh, and in that distance, we can maybe see a little bit of splash right here. You see a black dot pop up. Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay, I see.
And we have this black cormorant out there, and he's going fishing.
Cool.
And we probably won't be able to get much closer to him as we get down that bank. But occasionally you'll hear this little honking sound, and that is his call. Oh, we'll let him fish, and we'll be popping right over to that little dam or berm in between the lakes here. So now to our left is going to be a little bit more descriptive of what you're going to see in most of the rest of Colorado this time of year. They just watered a little bit over near the park area, which we'll be headed to at the end of our walk over there. But quite a bit of Colorado is just going to be open prairies, grassland. The further south you go, you're going to get into some desert areas. But everything up until that big line of mountains that you might be able to see in the haze is pretty flat. So from here, everywhere to our left, it's pretty much a slow downhill to Kansas. It's going to be the name of my next book.
Your first book.
Slow Downhill to Kansas. Again, I don't think we are going to be able to sneak up on this guy unless we get him while he's underwater, which during lunchtime is a pretty good possibility. So you can, from here, almost see kind of what that guy, oh. So that was the cormorant, if you heard that little sound.
Can you point the camera up a little?
Oh, yeah. Get some of those tree boughs in there.
Yeah.
So now if you guys can see into the water a little bit out there, there's all sorts of, good green algae, underwater plants. I used to know a lot of different names of all the different types of underwater plants, but I don't anymore. I know some of this is string algae. But this really provides an amazing little ecosystem down there full of little fish, all sorts of little, we do have lots of frogs, turtles, things like that, but definitely good hunting for a lot of these fishing birds. I want to say we just went down over there.
Do you have any loons?
Oh, there he is. We do have some lilies, and we may actually see a couple of those.
Loons.
Out.
Loons.
Oh, loons. I really don't know. We do have a lot of migratory birds that make their way through this area.
We can see that cormorant quite well moving off to the right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And then if you see that little splash and fountain way back there, it's just probably a little speck of white to you guys. That is a little fountain they use to aerate. So that provides oxygen to kind of the lower depths of the pond, as well as kind of helps to circulate that around. So that contributes to the health of the pond. And you'll see those in a lot of areas where they have a natural pond. And, sometimes they make them look nice, like a fountain or something like that. But either way, they're doing their job to help create a nice pond ecosystem. I'll walk out onto this berm here to our right just a little bit. I am, like usual, staying on trail because these are protected shorelines. In fact, seasonally, we can circumnavigate a lot of these lakes. But for most of the year, they do shut everything down. It's because, especially this far side, all along the opposite shore of Cottonwood Marsh here, that is a protected nesting area. So we will get a lot of birds that only nest in this area.
Give us a close up of some of those flowers or things.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think this is a wild mountain or a mountain poppy or poppy of some kind, and I'll bring this down just a little bit and see if I can give you a nice view here.
Oh, that's pretty.
These are beautiful, I have to say, but like a lot of different things in Colorado, they're prickly. So you have to watch out when you're walking through, because we can see this one in the back, nicely bloomed and open, looks sort of soft. This one here, a little spiky, but the bloom is coming out. But if we look down the plant, that one right there, nothing but spikes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and spikes up and down the main branch there as well. So if it doesn't stick to you in Colorado, it'll stick you one way or another.
Yep.
And a lot of that is so these plants can transfer their seeds long distances, and so they can survive. But sometimes it is a defense mechanism also.
Oh, go back a little bit, please. More. Okay. Can you walk back a little bit more?
Oh yeah.
I just saw a really cool angle. And then go to the right. Yes, right there.
Ah.
I'm all about interesting angles.
Perfect. I'm a composition fan myself. I don't get it right very often, but but I am a fan.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Research goes on.
Excellent. Yeah. I love watching all of the photos from everyone that participates and throws them up in the event. It's nice to see everyone else's perspective here.
Yeah.
For some of our other flower lovers, I think these are some sun-baked black-eyed Susans. Not quite sure because they look like they've had a pretty harsh day or week of full sun down here. Now, all these berms that we see, and we might only make it to one or two of them today because we are out on the big side of it, but these are all man-made here. Again, this whole area was just one big gravel pit, which throughout the decades has turned nicely into this just dream of a wetlands here. So you will see, most of the shoreline are these big hunks of concrete, a lot of inert construction trash. But after a while, it does the job. Now, way out in the distance here, and from here, not sure if you can see them, but John, we have a bunch of Canadians right over here. We have Canadian geese, which are one of our more common birds out here. And then way on the far island, way over this way, we also have another pair. This looks like a male and female of the cormorant. And again, I'm zooming in and trying to get some okay photos of these, and we'll put those up on the website after the event, so you guys can see a closer look at some of the birds and flowers.
Put your live view in front of the phone lens.
Oh yeah, let's see. You can see the sun glare that I'm seeing. We'll try that from a shady area down the way a little bit. Yeah, no surprise. Most of the time, I'm flying blind out here.
It was an excellent idea.
So we are going to speed it up a little bit just over to this corner where we'll get a nice elbow view of Cottonwood Marsh and where we are going. Again, over on our right, we have the Boulder Wastewater Treatment Facility. And then on the opposite side of that, we have the Boulder Creek. Boulder Creek, which runs from way up in the mountains through town and then exits way out to the east and in the flat direction. But there's also another beautiful little trail that you can pop around and get from the far side of Cottonwood Marsh over behind the Duck Ponds 1 and 2, and eventually you can find your way over to Boulder Creek,
Cool.
which nowadays is running very, very high. We have a lot of warnings out for kayakers and other people that are playing in the water, especially this July 4th. Things are running very, very high out in all of our canyons, the Poudre Canyon up near Fort Collins and Loveland. Anywhere you're going that's water out here in Colorado, it's going to be moving fast this weekend. And we can kind of see what kind of expanse they have here. Oh, and I'm going to zoom in on them, but I think we may have just found the great blue heron. Yep.
Oh, cool.
And we will try our that little live view experiment here. I'll see what I can do here. Let's see.
No.
Oh gosh, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna need a bigger tripod. Yeah, and unfortunately, you're just gonna have to wait until after the photo walk to see this guy. You know, if we're lucky,
You could make that work.
yeah, he may pop around if we're lucky. You know, we'll have to just keep our fingers crossed here.
Looks like you got some turtles or something out on that log.
Oh yes, well that's a little berm, and they've made little shallow areas in here. So all times of years, there's going to be little bitty islands here, and we definitely have a number of little logs and birds out there. A lot of times, especially on the far bank, you know, I'll take a photo and then go in and look at it, and there's like a half a dozen turtles in it. So there's no shortage of them. So we'll grab one more view from some shade here.
If anybody wants to go to the website, you don't have to remember virtual photowalks now. You can just go to vpw.org, and that gets to us as well. It's kind of cool. Very lucky to get a free domain.
Nice view of the mountains in the distance there.
Yeah.
The Flatirons and Front Range above Boulder, Colorado. If you see that speck of pink out there at all, those are that's that gaggle of bird watchers that I was telling you about earlier, and that is the direction that we will be headed. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to them and maybe figure out what they've got a spot on over there.
You got any forest fires going yet, or is the season still early?
You know, thankfully in this area, knock on plastic that they use as wood, we have no forest fires going on. But any of you guys who have kept track of Colorado weather, sometimes we will have 3 or 4 right up in this area. In fact, a couple of years ago, the top of the Flatirons that we can just barely make out in the haze here. It was struck by lightning. So there was a pretty crazy fire just burning at the top of the mountain that you could see from pretty much anywhere in town. So everyone's keeping our fingers crossed that we have a good year. We've had a really wet spring, which is nice, but the fire danger just switched to extreme about 2 days ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we are going to slowly move towards this guy, but this movement that you're going to see down in here is another great blue heron. And he is hunting the shallows. He or she is hunting the shallows. And I think we will be able to walk up to him or in that direction without disturbing him or getting too close at all. And we'll see if from here maybe you guys can spot him out there also. Again, he is hanging out right in there.
Okay.
We'll be rounding that curve here in just a second. And she is definitely fishing for something over there. Oh, and that little just to our right means there's a cormorant. I saw some splashes. He's probably just on the other side of those cattails there. Here's where we're going to start slowing down a little bit. He is just through that little hole right there. Oh, fishing.
I can see him.
Came up soon. We're gonna keep moving. Since we are up on the walking path, thankfully this area gets a lot of movement. So it's not like we're surprising it by being up here.
Yeah.
But we still want to kind of keep our movement slow. A lot of times with birds, the best thing to do is when you get a safe area, to kind of hang there for just a little bit. Let them get used to your presence. Let them get used to the clicking of the camera. And then move in just a little by little. We're going to stop right there. So it's just mid-screen there. And that was the cormorant, which is...
Hold it there. Don't move, because it's just clearing up really well.
Oh, excellent. It looks like it may be... It's facing us, so we get a pretty big gleam right off the top of its head.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's coming towards you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that cormorant is like right here in the reeds as well. We'll have to see whether or not they are friendly neighbor hunters or if they get a little territorial. So I'm going to keep moving just up a little to our left here. And like I said, we're just taking our time. Again, that cormorant is right on shore. So the last thing I want to do is scare the cormorant out into the blue heron. Oh, but I think some of you guys might enjoy this. Nice mix of color here. There's some mountain poppies in the foreground. Cattails. Oh, that cormorant might come into view just over that poppy here in just 1 second. A red-winged blackbird down there. Oh, and the cormorant. And the blue heron. All in the same shot.
Oh, wow.
Cormorant just went fishing. I'll wait for him to come up.
Right as I was taking the picture.
Oh, yeah, every time.
Every single time.
Oh, he must be after something. Oh, whoa, whoa, he came up over there.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
All right, we're
It's
gonna,
running in.
yeah. This must be the good hunting area here. Again, we're just gonna kind of keep slowly walking here. I think this may very well be about the closest spot on the trail. Beautiful bird here.
Yes. I think that's my mom's favorite type of bird.
Are you getting
Oh,
full frame?
yeah.
Are you getting full frame with the long lens?
Let's see. Well, full frame as in, I don't have full frame, but at 300 millimeters, I can just sort of fit them in there.
Okay.
And I've been experimenting with some of the like iFi and trying to figure out how we can port these photos in a little quicker, and it gets that extended head look, and that's where he's looking out in front of him for any sort of fish or goodies that are hanging out there. We'll see if it takes a lunge at a fish here, and then move on over to the walkways.
Oh, the butterfly come up right in front of me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are really loving this. All of the poppies here, and we got a lot of chokeweed that's in flower here. Well, our little heron friend is still just looking, but I guarantee you, as soon as I start moving, he's gonna take that dive and catch a fish. And if it gets the fish, you know, it depends on the size of fish, but we'll have to be ready for it to take off to go eat it in a little bit safer of an area.
Yeah.
Or if it's little, he may just gulp it down right there. Perfect little lighting right here on him. And he definitely looking up at me now. Let's see if we can get the sun out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Now, while this guy is a big one, you know, we've seen these great blue herons get quite a bit bigger. In fact, I believe their wingspan can get up to 6 feet. Oh, he's leaning. He's leaning out. What's he see? Oh, my focus went out.
Oh.
Wait for it.
Oh, stay on target.
Yeah.
Stay on target. Oh, no.
No.
Miss it. No. No fish. No fish. Good try, though. Good try. Good try. All right. Well, we will keep moving down here a little bit and wish our fisherman friend there some good luck. Oh, moving quickly.
There he was.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Didn't get anything, but he's trying. Okay. This time for real, I'm gonna keep going. It's
Are you sure?
It's tough. It is tough. There's so many really cool species that are here, and we're just far enough away. We're not disturbing them, so you can kind of camp on them for a while.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I love it here. So I'll give you a little overview of some of the area that we're at here. And again, this is just a little bit of some of the ponds. This is the Walden Ponds wildlife habitat, and we are just on the edge of the Sawhill Ponds. I'll show you where we started off this morning. We're up here around the side of Wally Tulip's Pond, and then so far we've come around the edge to the fishing area, walked out on the berm just a little bit, came around the point, and then we started hunting or looking at those cormorants around this area, and then we see we are here. So that is right where we saw the great blue heron. And we're going to try and get over across this walkway around this side, and then maybe up near Bass Pond. We have Duck Pond, and again, we are going to Cottonwood Marsh. And I mentioned earlier that Boulder Creek is just out of the way, and it is right off of here. So if we did have quite a bit longer, eventually we can get back and over to the Boulder Creek Trail. Which is a nice little hike, pretty good open access over there as well. And in this area, you're going to recognize a lot of the sounds of the red-winged blackbird. They're going to be all over the place here. And this is an area that is really going to be a lot different from our last visit. If you guys saw on the title page, or the title photo that John put up there, you see that all of these cattails were just husks. They had not yet turned green. And while we still have in this area, because we're pretty upshore here, you see we do have a little bit of the chaff from last year. But the closer we get along this little raised walkway here, the more we're going to be in full cattail mode, as well as a lot of other vegetation.
Yeah, if you want to go to the Peterson Field Guides, that's pretty much the accepted book that you should take with you if you're a birder for a walk. And
excellent.
About the songs and the different types of birds.
Oh yes. Yeah, the earbirding is kind of a popular thing nowadays. It's very interesting to me.
PetersonOnline.com. It can give you some quick information.
Excellent. Here's a little bit of a checklist for us today, and actually I'll back it off so we have a little bit in the background here too. Oh, I think the sun's coming off of that and blocking everything else out. But it's a little bit here, so we have the crawfish, crawdads, if you're from a little bit further south. Foxes, cottontail rabbits, great horned owls. The Bullock's oriole is something that hopefully we'll see. We've heard him around here a couple times, and if I hear him, I'll try to point it out. Great blue heron. We had a great little viewing party of that just downstream. Raccoons, painted turtles. I've even seen, we have some red-eared sliders here. Some of the larger painted turtles, as well as, well, I think it's just the painted turtles. A lot of those have kind of started to claim this area, and they're not native. Those are turtles that probably got a little too big in people's aquariums, and they sent them up somewhere up creek, and eventually they make it down to these areas where, as you can probably tell, turtles would just love this. In fact, as we walk through more of the walkway here, in early spring, you can see to my right here how we have a very varied shoreline here. So in this low area, sometimes you can spot little cotton-tailed rabbits. It's a little mid-afternoon for them to be out and about. in this area. Normally you'll see them kind of hold up or in a little bit more shady spots. But I've seen a number of little rabbits as well as turtles crunching through this area. Right there. I have the gaggle of our bird watchers here. Hello, everyone. I was just showing that we have a gaggle of bird watchers here this morning. We were just at... Oh, the avocets. Excellent. We were just watching the great blue over there hunt for a little bit. So they're saying what they were looking at is that they have some of the American avocets over there. And we have, if you go back to the walk that we did about a month and a half ago, we managed to get one shot of one of the American avocets. And it's a beautiful bird. It's a white shorebird. It has a little bit of a stilted leg to it, and it has some really nice wing patterns. And this is one of the few areas that they commonly can be found at. Oh, and it looks like the bat box is no longer a bat box. Oh, I can barely see over it, so I'm going to grab a quick photo if I can. Well, we are in the Cottonwood Marsh, and there's a reason it's called this. And I'm going to apologize to all of the allergy sufferers for what I'm about to show you here. But this is the reason it's called Cottonwood Marsh. That all of this little fluff here. Now this is just one little bit right here. And what these are seed pods. Oh, I'm going to pay for that here soon when I start sneezing. But right above us is one of the big cottonwood trees here. And we've seen a lot of these on our walks. These guys are huge. And when they do decide to seed and slough off the ground, this is Colorado summer snow. So this stuff, once that opens up, and this is just the beginning of it. When it gets going, it will just coat the ground, and again, for those of us that have some fun little sinus or allergy issues, the cottonwoods are not so fun. We've reached around to the far edge of Cottonwood Marsh. Again, this morning we started way over there at Walden Pond. And we're going to try and push a little bit further up to our left here and get up and maybe see Duck Pond and Bass Pond. Now this is where we ended the photo walk that we had about a month and a half ago here. And we started on the entire opposite side of this area and walked our way over to Cottonwood Marsh. So now you've kind of seen the rest of it. Pardon me while I adjust my tripod here. But so now you guys have pretty much seen the entire Walden Ponds wildlife habitat.
That's really
and thank.
Does anybody ever go out in little boats and canoe or kayak on that?
On this, there are no boats allowed here. I do believe, now I'm not sure which one it is, but on one of these ponds back here, I think there might be some seasonal allowance of like a rowboat. But beyond that, and really if you can get your rowboat back here, more power to you. But I believe most all of this is going to be closed off. A lot of the shorelands, in fact, this area here completely shut off, and that whole far right side of Cottonwood Marsh is all shut down because again that is a critical nesting area. And we are again making our way up. We have a little county parks building up here, which will be the one house on our right. So this isn't actually someone's house up here. This is actually a place where they hold park events, but also this is one of the main areas where, you know, they'll stage a lot of their rangers out in this area that keep track. And we're coming up on a couple more bird watchers out here this morning. Morning, guys. Spotting anything in particular this morning? Just hanging out? All right. Nothing in particular, but this is a great spot for the Bullocks Orioles here. This little spot, when they pop in a couple of these elm and cottonwoods here, you can see bright flashes of yellow, but they're so quick, and they're really hard to get a good shot. Much like those guys down there, you have the 2-foot long lenses.
I'm just going to pop down for stairs for a second and see if I can find something to show you guys. I'll be right back. Keep going, Dominic.
All right. Oh, yeah, we are up on the top end of Cottonwood Marsh, and again, we are about to break into some a little bit more natural Colorado prairie. We can see the difference here between the very, very green, lush Cottonwood Marsh area. And then as I turn around to our left, you're going to see what kind of the grass and natural prairie of Colorado is going to look like. So you can probably appreciate also, you know, how cautious we are during what we call fire season, because it does get rather dry out there, and so we really have to keep an eye out with campfires or you know, really any other use of fire that people have outside. We have a nice another little sitting area. Now, some of these ponds they do allow fishing in, and some of them they don't allow fishing in. We have Duck Pond on our left here. I'll stop and give you a little view of that. Now, again, we have lots of nice little sitting areas, information signs. There's also an easy access and wheelchair accessible sitting area on the far side there. And again, on all of these little cottonwood areas, this is a great spot for turtles and frogs, and you know, even the insect lovers out there. There's quite a bit of cool dragonflies and water striders and so on down there. Thankfully, we are not too heavy into the mosquitoes right now. So sometimes Colorado can get pretty wicked with mosquitoes, and there's a couple stories. And we have had some issues with West Nile previously, so it's always best to slather up with your mosquito spray before you get out, especially into the wetlands and some of the low-lying areas. So right here, we're going to see we have a couple of different fence lines, and we started at the bird blind that was way on the other side of this Sawhill Ponds.
I had quite a collection of birds' eggs when I was a kid. I used to collect anything I could find. Especially early in the season, they'd always lay another one, so you collect. I had a couple of shoe boxes for the cotton balls with the eggs in them all labeled. And
yeah.
I couldn't remember whether I still had it not downstairs, but I vaguely remember giving it to to the high school biology class or something years ago. I can't remember whether I did or not.
No.
It was a great collection. Trust me.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I'm sure all of I was just reading on like the mockingbird's eggs and how they can mimic like 3 or 4 other kinds of birds' eggs. Or maybe it's not the mockingbird. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what name of the bird it was, but it's a bird that can lay eggs that look like the other bird's eggs.
Really?
And they'll lay them in another bird's nest and let them take care of it. and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I was just reading it the other day.
I think there's a cowbird does something like that up in Canada. Cowbird.
So this is one of the man-made barriers that makes Duck Pond, which is on our left, and separates it from Bass Pond. Well, that's it. You know, I hope you guys all had a great time today. We were walking around the Walden Ponds Wildlife Habitat here in Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dominic Phillips, volunteering here today for virtual photo walks, just getting you out and about on a beautiful day like today.
Thank you, Dominic. Well, we had
Thank you, guys.
Betsy from Arizona, and we had the crowd from Buffalo, Tonawanda, all kinds of people in here watching. Hey guys, thanks. We'll see you later.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Virtual photo walks. Virtual photo